Field play concludes here at the Wingate Institute, live in Netanya, Israel. It's the final day of field play for the 2018 FIL World Championships. Colombia and Luxembourg taking on each other for 45th place. Here this morning on Wingate's field number 3, Craig Bloom with you. I'll be here to take you through all the action this morning. These two teams definitely had their struggles throughout the tournament. Hoping to make today a good one. Quick face-off win for Luxembourg in their all-orange uniforms. Colombia in the white and blacks. Starting in goal for Luxembourg is number 5, Nick Beattie. We've seen some great play from Beattie so far in this tournament. We'll expect to see that again today. And on the other end is Nicolas Garcia Garzon. Garcia Garzon standing in as the backup goalie. Colombia losing their starter, Linus Furr, due to an injury. And a little bit of back and forth action to get started. Now Colombia on the far end of the field. Here's Humphrey. Ball is picked up by Garzon Guevara, one of the captains on this Colombia squad. And Colombia is really all about the brotherhood and the family. You hear them in their huddles when they break. They go, uno, dos, tres, Colombia, cuatro, cinco, seis, familia. And they've done that throughout the entirety of this tournament since they got here to Israel. Most of these players flying back home, wherever that may be in the world, this coming Sunday. Championship game happens tomorrow at 10 a.m. here in the Netanya Stadium. First shot on goal is saved by Nick Beattie. And on the clear attempt, the man that took the shot, Max Schuler, able to knock the ball down. Luxembourg recovers. Jackie Liu looking for help. Finally finds some in Gregory Ritz. Ritz, part of the father-son team on this Luxembourg squad. Number 55, Gregory Ritz, the father for number 33, Coleman Ritz. Coleman, 18 years old, and Gregory, 49. One of the more fun stories of the tournament. We talked about Colombia, how they're family-oriented and about the brotherhood. Well, you can't get much more family than father-son playing on a team together for the Luxembourg side. Shot that time from Giovanni Rendon goes wide out of bounds. Beattie walks the ball up and then has a long pass out toward midfield for Ugo Coelho. Ground ball battle is scooped up by Luxembourg off the flip. Shot hits the outside of the cage coming from Nick Smith. Here's Colombia now on the clear attempt. Marcus Wynn with the ball on the close side. His team telling him just take it. We're on sides. Get it over midfield. Wynn with the shot. Interesting bounce, and you can see the field condition. Not exactly ideal here on field number 3. Actually some mud down in front of both goals, making the ball bounce very differently than it usually would, and we get our first goal. It's Giovanni Rendon for Colombia. Rendon with the first goal scored here today, just about 4 minutes into the matchup. And the play that we've seen here in the first 4 minutes seems to be a little bit of what was expected from these two teams today. Neither one likes to put too much pressure while they're getting down the field quickly. But they do like to get themselves open and look to make a couple of plays. Here's Max Rubin. Rubin wants to take a shot, and somehow the ball finds the net. Rubin a little surprised by it, as was Garcia Garzon. Time ball game. .46 teams here competing for the World Championship this year in Netanya, Israel. These two playing for the 45th spot. Number 1 spot played for tomorrow between Team USA and Team Canada in the Netanya Stadium. That game at 10 a.m. local time will be broadcast around the world on the ESPN family of networks, just as the rest of the FIL World Championships games. Colombia, off the face-off win, will look to take their lead back to 1. Run in, shot by Alex Badell. It's no problem for Nick Beatty out of California, Berkeley. Down to the other end of the field, Luxemburg able to clear Nick Smith in the far corner. Domingue with a wraparound shot. Sails out of bounds, closest to it. When it goes out, Luxemburg will keep possession. Using the orange balls here on field number 3 today hasn't really been a problem during the daytime for these teams. But you have to imagine that the orange, very similar to the jerseys that Luxemburg wearing today. Here's Rubin again. He looked to pass back toward the middle for Audremont, and back to Rubin. Rubin now, couple of swim moves. Rubin scoring. That's his second. Here's some of the Luxembourg faithful down cheering on the sideline. They're just to the left of your camera shot. A lot of these teams bringing a good amount of fans here to Israel. It's been a lot of fun to see all the fans and all the cultures coming together just to play lacrosse. Seen a lot of great lacrosse played as well. Illegal procedure called. Rubin's going to pick it up and get it started once again for Team Luxembourg. Luxembourg listed as the largest small country. So of all the countries that identify as small, Luxembourg is the biggest of them. You can see right at the top of your screen all those flags flapping in the wind, representing the 46 countries that are in attendance for these World Games. All the way down to the inside, Nick Beatty with a great save after the shot from Sergio Castaño. And Beatty keeps this game from being tied again. Beatty at X. Long clearing pass up toward midfield, has an open Pitt Bingen. Pitt Bingen able to get the ball all the way down to the restraining box before he had it knocked out, but Luxembourg recovers. Soren Salvatore on the far side of the field. He drops it low, gets it right back. Ball on the doorstep, shooting and scoring is Nick Smith. A 3-1 game now in favor of Luxemburg. A lot of communication down on the field. Communication, one of the most integral parts of this game. Teams yelling out what they need all the time, whether it's help, finding help, or anything else for that matter. So play as the clock got right to 10 minutes. Stops, and we send it to immediate timeout. Luxembourg leads Colombia 3-1 at the final day of the FIL World Championships. Epic Lacrosse, the leader in technologically advanced lacrosse equipment, is proud to be the official head, shaft, glove, and arm protection of the 2018 FIL World Championships in Netanya, Israel. Thank you to all the teams that trusted Epic for their gear needs. Epic Lacrosse, live, play, be. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Luxembourg with a 3-1 lead over Colombia. I'm Craig Bloom, and we've seen some interesting action on both ends of the field and a little bit of intensity in the huddle as well. During the break, Colombia's Marcus Wynn over in the huddle, yelling and firing up his team, making sure nobody's lowering their head. This game certainly not over. We have just begun. It's only a 2-goal game. Wynn now to the inside. Beatty with a great save. Luxembourg on the clear attempt. Here's Matt Rubin. Rubin with the behind-the-back one-handed flip attempt. Ball rolls out of bounds, goes back toward Colombia. Wynn gets it started again, and a flag flies. Free possession for Colombia if they can get the ball down to their attacking end of the field. Everybody appears to be onside, so we'll wait to see what the flag was for. Ball does hit the ground, so we'll get the call. So a couple of calls, actually, as there's a 30-second technical penalty assessed on Luxembourg, and then another referee stopped play. And instead, they released the penalty. Not exactly sure what happened there, but we're back to all even play as Colombia gets started again. They need a big one here, and they get a good shot. That's Matt Schuler with the shot for Colombia. Again, saved by Beatty. Here's Beatty now in the middle of the field. No timer in international play to get the ball over midfield or get it into the box. And even if a stall warning does come on, no shot clock. Ball gets knocked out of the stick of Beatty on a dangerous clear attempt. It looked like he wanted to take a shot here in the final game of his tournament. Ball was fought for at midfield. Luxembourg able to recover. Darman picked it up and started to run away. Luxembourg gets a timeout. We step away as well. This is the 2018 FIL World Championships. Ready to get started out of the Luxemburg timeout. Team Luxemburg up 3-1 on Colombia. Just about 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's Max Rubin with it on the close side. Playing a bit of keep away, has the stick knocked out of his hand. Ground ball battle fought for. Help comes from all over the field. And good restraint showed by Colombia's Oscar Castillo-Morales. Shot from 5 is blocked by 5. Ground ball battle once again. That is going to be the name of today's game, is ground balls. They always tell you ground balls win games, but there's going to be a lot of them in this game. There's a shot that time from Castillo-Morales, is saved by Beatty. Here's Rubin. Rubin gives it to Smith. While the ball's up top for Salvatore, the Luxemburg bench yelling, settle it down. Take your time, relax. No need to really push here. But when they do get the open look, should definitely be going for the cage. Here's Snaga in the far corner. Ball now at X for Hugo Coelho. All the way up top, had a man cutting. Pass was too high for Pitt Bingen, and it rolls out of bounds. Columbia ball. Columbia steps back in. It's Rendon bringing it down the field. Rendon looks like he wants to run toward the middle. Has a man on the far side on the doorstep, and scoring is Colombia's Jesus Chucho Rodriguez Arares. Rodriguez Arias makes this a 1-goal game. And goal actually appeared to have been waved off, as Luxemburg now with possession. Rodriguez Arias did not score. Ball back down the field now for Colombia. On the doorstep once again. And we'll just triple check. It looks like this one will count. And once again, it is Rodriguez Arias. So now it's a 1-goal game. The score 3-2, still in favor of Team Luxemburg. Under 5 minutes to play in the first. See the face-off battle taking place just slightly toward us rather than right at the middle of the field. That's due to the dirt patch and really the divot in the middle of the field. Referee's discretion to move it to one side or the other. And a good idea, because all they're doing is tearing up the field more and creating a dust cloud every time that they face off. Here's Wynn with the ball for Colombia. Wynn to the top. Garzon Guerva. Shooting, saved by Beatty. Flag up in the air. It'll be a delayed penalty, free possession for Luxembourg if they can get the clear. Ball hits the ground. Foul will be assessed. Illegal procedure called on Marcus Wynn. He'll sit in the box for a 30-second technical. Nick Smith with it on the close side. Ball now up top. Luxembourg with a good workaround. Until a bad pass intended for Pitt Bingen. Ball rolls back across midfield. Picked up by Colombia, and they're able to get started pretty quickly. Alejandro Garcia Garzon picked it up and ran away from trouble. Colombia's penalty is released. We're back to all even play. Knocked down in the middle of the field, able to get back up is Giovanni Rendon. Rendon able to get a shot off that goes wide right. Here's Colombia once again on a zero angle shot. Hits the outside of the cage from Garcia Garzon. Smith in the middle. Calling for the ball was Max Rubin, and Rubin got it. Luxemburg to the middle of the field, hands free, shot is blocked before it got anywhere close to the cage. Great defensive effort from Matt Schuler. Schuler with the pass over midfield for Rendon. Rendon able to fight for the ground ball and pick it back up. Rendon to the cage, blocked by Beatty. Luxemburg throws it away. Colombia gets the ball right back. It's those unforced errors that have killed teams in this tournament. You can't have that happen. That just makes everything so much more difficult. Alex Mandel up top. He gets the ball back and will dodge from the top. Pushed outside, draws a flag. Good pass to the middle of the field for Oscar Castillo Morales, and he scores. Tie game. So very interesting first quarter of play of these teams. Pretty evenly matched. 3-3 the score now as the final 20 seconds tick off the clock. Flag was waved away. Quick face-off win by Rubin. Rubin all the way down, gets a shot and hits the pipe. Dangerous play from Domingue there. Ball gets back toward the middle as the final seconds tick off the clock. Not able to shoot, and a little extra push afterwards. Down on the field is Soren Salvatore for Luxembourg. He gets a nice hand up. Good show of sportsmanship from Santiago Lopez. Today's game is brought to you in choice by Corum Watches. Since 1955, Corum has adopted creativity and boldness as its guiding principles. Corum, the official timekeeper of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Learn more about Corum at www.corum-watches.com. And Fans Trusted Choice is the official insurance partner of the 2018 World Championships. Protect what matters most. From business to home, auto, and life, Trusted Choice independent insurance agents are there for you when disaster strikes. Go to trustedchoice.com to find a local agent today. Well, 20 minutes into this one, the score tied at 3 between Luxemburgo and Colombia. Craig Bloom with you as Colombia gets set to get the ball down to their end of the field, and they've done a pretty good job down there, especially at the very end of the first quarter. Long pole gets a good hard shot. Ryan Ceballos from the Palm Coast Sparrows, 28 years old. Always love to see a long pull shot, just the way that they can move their stick a little bit differently than the shorties and get a lot more whip on that ball. That ball comes out of there at speeds that I would not want to see if I was standing in a cage. On the doorstep, Beatty shutting down the shot from Rafael Garzon Guevara. Guevara got into the crease. Beatty with the ball on the clear attempt. Beatty has played a great tournament, 20 years old. You have to imagine he and his family very proud of the way that he has represented Team Luxembourg here in Israel. Bad pass rolls out of bounds. It'll go back toward Colombia as Wynn picks it up. Wynn, 23 years old, out of Lycoming College, working on the close side. Gets the ball over midfield and has help, so Colombia once again with the opportunity about 2 minutes into the second quarter. This is the largest that this tournament has ever been. FIL has never seen a game played for 45th place. 38 teams in the last one, and we got confirmation yesterday that there would only be 30 teams in 2022 when we're back in British Columbia, Canada. Already some building excitement for the British Columbia games in 2022. Keep a lookout on the FIL social media pages for more information as time goes on. Valera Lesmes with the wraparound, ball off the crossbar. Ground ball chase for. Rolls out of bounds, and it stays Colombia. Here's Wynn again on the close side. He drops the ball down low. Rendon. Rendon guarded by his shorty. Starrowman. Rendon trying to get toward the middle, has a pass across the field. Bounce shot bounces a little too high that time from Chucho Rodriguez-Arias. Rodriguez-Arias with one of the 3 goals for Team Colombia today. Wynn spinning to the inside, getting a shot off and scoring. Wynn puts Team Colombia up 4-3, their first lead of the day, and his first goal of the day. Colombia very pleased to be taking the lead in the second quarter. Just over 4 minutes into it. Goal scored once again, the equalizer. Reland Domingue able to put it in the cage. And fans, you can stick around after the game as the Federation of International Lacrosse is presenting a Spirit of Lacrosse award to one member of each team. That member, either a player or other representative. The award will be presented after handshakes in the postgame. Here's Columbia now, down on their attacking end of the field. Rendon with it at goal line extended. He's got a long pole on him this time. It's Coleman Ritz. Ritz and his father, Gregory, both playing for the Luxemburg Blacksmiths. Columbia with a shot knocked down before it got to the cage from Alex Mandel. Here's Rendon back up top. Foul now to the far side. Mandel again. Wants to go left, goes back to Rendon. Rendon gets a shot off, has a stick knocked away, and Beatty's able to pick up the ball. Beatty brings it out of the cage, gets a pass up to midfield. Rodriguez Abadia able to get it over, and we close in on 13 minutes left to play, score tied at 4. Ball down in the close corner, now brought back up toward the restraining line and to the middle of the field for Silwan Derriman. Here's Salvatore. Luxemburg is slowing things down, taking their time on this possession. Want to make sure that it counts, and it won't. Throwing the ball away is Silman Darwin. Columbia with the opportunity to get it back down to their end of the field. Rodriguez Abadia brings it back in. Castillo Morales catches the ball over midfield, and a timeout is called by Columbia. 12:18 left on the clock. Tie game at 4. This is the 2018 FIL World Championships broadcast on the ESPN family of networks. Today's game is brought to you in part by Signature Lacrosse. Signature is a company built by the players for the players, focused on revolutionizing the progression of the game. Follow Signature Lacrosse on Instagram at Signature Lacrosse to stay up to date on product releases like Magic Mesh, the longest lasting, strongest, and #1 performance mesh in the game. Luxemburg and Columbia knotted up at 4. Columbia with the opportunity to make it 5. Both teams have led in this game. As Columbia gets the ball back to the middle, a good shot taken that time by Matt Schuler. Ball sails wide. Garzon Guevara to the far side, wanted to drive in, drew a double team. Good defense. Patrick Barbier. Now ball up top, hard shot. A good one from Alex Mandel that didn't connect. Ball back to the middle. Colombia doing a great job getting a couple of really good looks. That time, Giovanni Rendon with it on the doorstep. Ball's awarded to Luxemburg this time, and their defense can get a break. Goal scored. Defense doesn't get a break, and Wynn gets his second. Colombia up by 1, 5-4 the score now. Here's Luxemburg off the face-off win. Able to stay on sides. A good job by Max Rubin. Ball got all the way down to the goalkeeper, and Colombia on the clear attempt. Garzon Guevara now again. Here's Rendon. Rendon scoring. Nice job getting across the body for that goal. It's his second on the day. 9:22 on the clock sends us to a media timeout. Colombia back on top, 6-4 on the final day of the FIL World Championships. Six to 4 the score in favor of Team Colombia over Luxembourg, and we want to let you know that today's game is brought to you in part by JBC Money, the money transfer specialist for private and corporate clients. Start saving today with bank-beating exchange rates, no fees or commissions on your international money transfer needs, and with the support for 60 different currencies. Find out more about them during the championships at jbcmoney.com. Ball gets out of bounds, and it's awarded back to Team Luxembourg. After the media timeout, 9 minutes on the clock. Ball shot from Rubin. Hit the bottom corner. And Colombia is able to recover. Gonzalez Leguizamon able to take care of it. He gets it to Chucho Rodriguez Arias, and he steps over midfield. Here's Colombia to the inside. A good pass on the ground. Shot from Oscar Castillo Morales. Couple of spins from the top from Arias. To the inside. He gets a shot off and it bounces. Ball gets back to Beatty. Beatty on the clear attempt. Throws the ball. It rolls to midfield. It's able to be picked up by Smith. Sylvan Derriman with it at midfield. Needs to watch the Colombia attackmen as they won't hesitate to knock the ball away. Luxembourg burns their second time out of the half. We step aside as well. This is the 2018 FIL World Championships. Play gets started again after the Luxemburg timeout, and they get down the field. A little bit of controversy. Able to save the ball inbounds, but Colombia on the takeaway. Ryan Ceballos all the way down inside the box. Ball is chased to the end line and somehow able to save it. Giovanni Rendon. Ball does pop out of bounds, and Rendon still has it. Here Luxemburg a little bit upset with the call, thought that it went off of Rendon's stick. They always say half the field will be upset with you no matter what call you make. Here's Alex Mandel. Pass attempt up to Garzon Guevara. He's able to recover and get the ball back out. Colombia keeps possession. 6.5 minutes left on the clock. Takeaway by Jackie Liu for Luxembourg. Liu gets checked. And Liu able to draw the foul, so Luxembourg keeps possession. Here's Snaga down in the corner. Had a good pick set for him, has a good look at the cage and scores. Snaga makes it a 1-goal game. Six to 5 now the score in favor of Luxembourg. A good goal that time, and we let you know that today's game is brought to you in part by Celebrite. Communities everywhere turn to Celebrite's leading digital intelligence solutions every day to help make a safer world more possible. Visit Celebrite.com to see how. Face-off battle. Ball stayed on the ground. Valera Lesmes was able to recognize that ball was still on the ground, and Colombia wants to talk about a couple of things. 5:08 on the clock, score 6-5. This is the 2018 FIL World Championships. Luxembourg gets things started again from their defensive end of the field. Working on the clear and getting over midfield is Domingue. Domingue takes it all the way down inside, gets a shot off, it sails out of bounds. Luxembourg will keep possession as Hugo Coelho was there to back up and chase that ball down. Good hustle to get to the sideline. A good idea for Luxembourg to take a timeout there. Get 2 timeouts per half in international play, and if you don't use them, you lose them. Only 2. So you might as well take the time and talk about things, especially with a big defensive stop coming. Ball is knocked down. Fight for it. Colombia able to pick it up, so they do get that defensive stop. Rendon with it now on the close side. Here's Wynn. Wynn gets checked, goes back to Rendon. Rendon with a spin. Shot hits the ground. Beatty able to make the save. A 1-minute slash call coming. Sitting in the box for Luxembourg is Domingue. And man-up opportunity for Team Colombia. Win. Rendon back to Win. Now to the inside. Schuler scores. a 2-goal deficit that they now have to come back and face. Hopefully they'll like to do that before halftime. Schuler's first on the day. Score now 5-7. Face-off battle, good ground ball. Rubin almost able to pick it up, unable to. Ball gets down into the restraining box, and it's picked up by Rendon. Rendon, quick look to the cage. Ball just missed the top right corner. Just over 2 minutes now in the half. Here's Wynn up by the restraining line. He goes to the man that just scored. Schuler with a skip pass. Shot somehow missed the cage. I'll tell you from up here, it looked great from Rendon. A nice breeze up here on field number 3 this afternoon. Something that's not always a treat here in Netanya. We get a good nice sea breeze right on the coast of the Mediterranean. Aaron pass gets all the way back to the other end. Luxemburg able to recover. Patrick Barbier with a really slick shot, but he took a step over midfield apparently. Columbia back with the ball. Here's Wynn. Wynn with a run inside. Wynn with a shot. Beatty with a save. Luxemburg now with an opportunity to make it a 1-goal game before half. 30 seconds on the clock. So when Derriman goes back to Beatty. Beatty runs away from trouble. 15 on the clock now. Luxemburg's got to get it to the other end of the field. Beatty with the long pass. Gets down to the other side of the field. The whistle blows. A slash call, so we will start the second half with a man-up opportunity for Team Hey fans, today's game is brought to you in part by Cascade Lacrosse. Cascade is the #1 helmet in lacrosse and is proud to be the official helmet of the 2018 FIL World Championships. See more by following Cascade Lacrosse on Instagram. Cascade Lacrosse, a passion to protect. 7-5 the score here. Colombia leading Luxemburg. As we get started second half action, Luxemburg man up after a minute slashing call. The reason for no face-off here in the second half. Taking their time and working the ball around. Ball does get knocked down. Gonzalez Leguizamon able to pick it back up for Colombia. Valencia now. Good defense from Ruben. Colombia waiting to kill their penalty. Rodriguez Arias with the ball. He comes back to the middle of the field for Rodriguez Abadia. Abadia with a drive in. Almost looked like it was going toward the cage. Decided to pull back out. About 10 seconds left on the penalty clock. Middle of the field looked wide open. We're back to all even play. Penalties released. A great kill by Colombia. Here's a shot from the top. Hit the post. Good shot taken by Daniel Rodriguez Abadia. Ground ball battle pops out of bounds. Stays with Colombia. Ball across looking for Lesmes. Here's Rodriguez Abadia. Now over to Schuler. Schuler gets a shot. Schuler scores. Colombia by 3. Schuler's second on the day. Always nice to come out of the break and get that first goal back up on the board. Luxemburg with the face-off win gets the ball down to their attacking end of the field. And Colombia gets the ball back. Valero Lesmes brings it down. Slipping and falling down. Luxemburg look like they may have the opportunity for the ground ball, but able to recover is Valero Lesmes. Ball now back up top for Garzon Guevara. Good shot down low from Alejandro Garcia Garzon, saved by Nick Beatty. Here's Luxemburg now on the attacking end of the field. Good opportunity for them, but Colombia's defense from Matt Schuler taking over. Just over 4 minutes into the second half. A 3-goal lead and now a 4-goal lead. Schuler puts his third in the cage. He gets a hat trick in the final appearance game. Ball back up top for face-off now. And as they get set to go, let you know that Maverick Lacrosse is proud to be the official social responsibility partner of the 2018 FIL World Championships. With best-in-class design and input from the game's top players, Maverick is on a tireless mission to offer innovative, high-performance products. Nothing should get in the way of an athlete playing at their best. See more by following Maverick Lacrosse on Instagram. Maverick Lacrosse, powered by the player. Here's Colombia with the ball again. Luxemburg having a lot of trouble since the half. Humphrey with it for Colombia. He's spinning back away from his defender and finds help in Chucho Rodriguez-Arias. Arias now down low. Rodriguez-Abadia. He's down in the close corner, going to wrap around to X. Good pass up top. Another shot saved by Beatty. Came in that time from Oscar Castillo-Morales, one of the captains on the squad. Here's Colombia wide open on the doorstep. Beatty with the save off the shot from Alex Mandel. Beatty doing everything he can down in that goal to keep his team in this game. Luxembourg, doorstep, scoring. Christoph Snaga. Snaga with his second on the day, a 3-goal game again. Here's Luxembourg off the face-off win. It's been a pretty good battle here today. A lot of back and forth action. Colombia keeping the lead here at the second half. But the first half was a lot of fun to watch as these teams compete for 45th place. Shot sails out of the end line. Ball out of bounds on the far side of the field. Luxembourg takes over. Luxembourg now brings it back in the far corner. Can hear the calls for help as a flag flies after the hit. Down on the field for Luxembourg looked like Gregory Ritz. Ritz able to get back up. Ritz, after thinking about it, takes a little bit of assistance to get off of the field. Definitely hope he's okay. You never want to see anybody hurt in general, and certainly never want to see an injury in the last game of the tournament. Ritz, 49 years old, able to get himself over to the Luxemburg bench. And Luxemburg gets started, man up. Good shot, great save. Nicholas Garcia Garzon right where he needed to be. Nick Smith denied. Shot from the top from Ruben goes wide of the cage as we close in on the first media timeout in the second half. Ruben, another shot, sails wide out of bounds. 10 minutes on the clock, and we reach a media timeout before Luxembourg's able to bring it back in. 9-6, the score for Colombia. This is 2018 FIL World Championships. Sidewalls Lacrosse has created the first and only custom manufactured lacrosse heads that represent the style and individuality you bring to the game. You shouldn't have to be Picasso in order to have a custom head. Check out sidewalls.com for official 2018 FIL World Championship heads and more. That's sidewalls.com and sidewalls with a Z. Under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter out of the media timeout. Colombia leading Luxembourg by 3, score 9-6. Whistles blown by the official on the close side. Wanted to clarify something. Luxembourg still with the ball on the far side. Here's Ruben. Now Smith behind the cage. Smith with an inside roll. Smith hits the outside of the net. He got put into the ground pretty hard laying there, and he's going to need a little bit of assistance from the trainers. Trainers out there very quick, and Colombia's defense pulling him up. A good show of sportsmanship. Take a look at his knee, and Smith limps off. So Colombia gets things started once again down on the defensive end of the field. Castillo Morales brings it all the way across midfield and gets things started here for the Colombian offense. Moving screen on, looked like Matt Schuler. Turnover, and Luxemburg gets the ball back. Plenty of time left in this game for Luxemburg to get the 3 goals that they need back up on the board. Shot goes out of bounds that time. Here's Colombia from behind the cage. Look to flip in front on the doorstep. Ground ball all the way up to midfield before a whistle is blown and Colombia is awarded ball. Beatty with a huge save. Ground ball able to be picked back up by Colombia. Rendon heard a couple of pads and sticks hit together. Shot was wide, 6.5 minutes on the clock in the third. Aaron clearing pass rolls out of bounds. It'll go back toward Colombia, and if Luxembourg wants to get these 3 back that they need, they've really got to start cleaning things up. Beatty again stands in tall in cage, improving his tournament. Whistle's blown as a flag flies. It's a holding call on Ryan Ceballos. He goes to the box for 30. Look out down the field. Perfect execution for Colombia. Rafael Garzon Guevara puts it in the cage. Guevara's first on the day. 10-6 now, a 4-goal game. Much different than just a 3-goal game. Still plenty of time for Luxembourg to get their feet back under. Luxemburg now with the offensive possession, an opportunity for them. Ball is knocked out of the stick of Christoph Snaga. Snaga with 2 goals on the day, but Colombia gets back to this end of the field. A push penalty. 30-second man-up opportunity for Colombia. When looking to force a pass to Rendon, ball was knocked down. Luxemburg able to pick it up. Ball this time knocked out of the stick of Coleman Ritz. And the ground ball battle right in front of us. Can hear the referee talking down on the field during the scrum. One of those things that a good referee is always going to be doing is talking throughout the game, giving instruction and just general reminders. Hey, keep it clean. Watch the back. Luxemburg loses the ball. Colombia with possession again. Scoring again is Colombia. Alejandro Garcia Garzon, his first on the day, a 5-goal lead for Team Colombia. Luxemburg off the face-off win with another opportunity. They really need to start capitalizing on their opportunities with 90 seconds left to play in the third. Snaga again with the ball. He passes up top. Here's Domingue. Domingue gets a shot off. It's a bouncer. Takes a weird bounce, but Garcia Garzon able to handle it. Good pressure from Colombia's defense. Pitt Bingen able to hold on to the ball, and he passes to Ruben. Luxemburg again. Ball rolls out of bounds. Colombia picks it back up, is ready to go. Turnover, ball goes back to Luxemburg. Luxemburg will look to get this game back a little bit closer, but the takeaway from Colombia. Charlie Suarez on the takeaway, and ball bounces high over the cage. Awarded back to Colombia. Excuse me, to Luxemburg. Nick Beattie. All the way over midfield, right in front of the booth. Beattie has time run out before he can get the ball into the restraining box. 20 minutes left to play. Get an extra competitive edge by upgrading to a Sisu, the official mouthguard of the 2018 FIL World Championships. Sisu offers more protection with less mouthguard, so you can talk, breathe, and drink with no problem. Learn more at sisuguard.com. 20 minutes left to tick away as Luxemburgo with the first opportunity, down by 5 to this Colombia squad here in Netanya, Israel. Wingate, field number 3. And Luxemburgo able to get started pretty quick. Nick Smith makes it a 4-goal game in the 4th. Smith's second on the day. Score now 11-7 in favor of Colombia. These teams playing for 45th place. White moved early. It's illegal procedure. And Ruben gets things started for Luxembourg after the score from Smith. Running time in FIL rules until the last 3 minutes of the 4th quarter. That time is stopped. Luxembourg working to get the ball around, find some open space. Snaga behind the cage. And a shot from up top. Shot from Domingue as another step down from Ruben is saved by Garcia Garzon. Here's Colombia on the clear attempt. Colombia working on their offensive end of the field now. Trying to spin inside and get a shot off was Valero Lesmes. 3 minutes gone in the 4th quarter. Colombia again with the opportunity. Whistle blown, ball back to Colombia on the dead ball. Moving screen back toward Luxembourg. Here's Beatty on the clear attempt. Bad pass, too high, rolls out of bounds right in front of the Columbia bench. Colombia working down low. Pass back up top. A couple of extra passes. A shot sails too high. Win on the bounce shot, too high. Chase out of bounds, stays with Colombia. The turnaround shot, ball chased for, awarded to Luxemburg. Beatty on the hustle. Again on the clear attempt, passes too high. Ball back to Colombia. Here's Win for Colombia. To the inside, Win scoring. Win with a hat trick now. 3 goals today. Back to the middle of the field as we approach the media timeout. First dead ball under 10 minutes used as that media timeout. Almost a free timeout for these teams on the field. It'll be Luxembourg's last opportunity unless they use their own timeouts to talk things over in this tournament. Blue is able to get the clear. Ruben has his stick knocked out of his hands off a huge check. Schuler to the long pole. Ball back down. Colombia slowing things down. 12 minutes left to play in the tournament for these two teams. Colombia does get a shot off. Beatty gets beat. Matt Schuler once again up on the board. Number 4 on the day. Luxembourg fans still cheering for their team. You want to cheer all the way till the very end, and these players will play all the way until the very end. Just under 11 and a half minutes left to play in Netanya, Israel for Luxembourg and Colombia. Face-off win by Luxembourg that time. Ruben with a good clamp and just pop out. Luxembourg to the middle, gets a shot. Garcia Garzon gets a save. Nice one-handed catch, and Colombia gets back down to the attacking end of the field. Long pole wants to shoot. Good idea, you might as well. Charlie Suarez shot too high. Win. Shot save from Beatty. Clearing has been what Luxemburg has struggled most with this afternoon. Stoppage of play for the injury, and 9:58 on the clock sends us to our final meeting.
¡Ayúdalo!
And we hope you enjoyed the couple minutes of field volume at the 2018 FIL World Championship. Got to see Luxemburg, score a goal during that time. Hear the celebration. Craig Bloom with you back again to finish this one off. 4:39 left on the clock. Colombia calls timeout, and we'll step aside for the final time. Colombia leads 13-8. .439 on the clock as we are set to finish. Colombia and Luxembourg playing for the 45th spot. Colombia up by 5. Shot bounces high over the cage, and you never really know with this field if a shot's going to bounce too high or if it's going to just sit down in the mud. Garzon Guevara has the ball knocked out of his stick. Goes toward Luxembourg. Beatty way out of the cage, helping out his team. And ball is awarded back to Luxembourg, so the extra help pays off. Long clearing pass all the way to midfield. Ball's down, picked up by Colombia. Alex Mandel now holding it for Colombia. 3:30 on the clock, last 3 minutes, stop time. Here's Wynn behind the cage. Now Rendon. Rendon with it for Colombia, wants to drive in. He takes a shot, wide left. Luxembourg wants to call timeout and talk about a couple of things. 2:53 on the clock. Score 13-8. Got to tell you about the last two sponsors. This game brought to you in part by New Balance Lacrosse. Wear what the world's best are wearing. A cleat designed specifically for the game of lacrosse, the all-new Freeze 2.0. Find out more information on the MB Lacrosse Instagram account and shop at newbalance.com/lacrosse. Fans, our game today also brought to you in part by 3D Lacrosse. With 15 markets across the United States, 3D is America's premier provider of lacrosse training and player development services, including box field hybrid training, select travel teams, team tournaments, recruiting showcases, leagues, and more. Visit 3dlacrosse.com today to learn more. A 5-goal game. Luxembourg talking things over, and here's the thing in international play. It's stop time in the last 3 minutes. So doesn't necessarily mean that Luxembourg's chances are over with, but they would really have to move very, very quickly in order to get down the field and score 5 goals, at which point to force an overtime. And again, this game being played for 45th place, 46 teams in the tournament. Very interesting first half between these two teams. 2-goal lead at the half for Colombia, and Luxemburg unable to come back and answer. Here's Nick Beattie. Beattie brings it all the way across midfield, loses the ball. He's there to scoop it up, and boy, Nick Beattie looks like an attackman drawing a penalty flag, working through 3 different defenders, and then finally losing the ball. 2:29 on the clock. Here's Luxemburg on the attempt. Shot from Pittman and sails too high. Luxemburg, at the very least, would enjoy tacking one more goal on in this tournament. Been a fun 2 weeks here. Another shot, this one on the doorstep. Luxemburg does score. Christoph Snaga. Snaga makes it a 4-goal game, 2:14 on the clock. As I was saying, a fun 2 weeks here spent playing lacrosse. It's been ups, there's been downs, there's been interesting moments and frustrating moments. Either way, these two teams, feeling fortunate to have been able to be here. And who wouldn't feel that way? Netanya, Israel, beautiful city located on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, just about 45 minutes to the north of Tel Aviv and right around an hour and a half away from Jerusalem. All the teams that competed here got a trip to Jerusalem. Every one of them said that it was an absolutely humbling experience and a real bonding time for their team. Here's a break opportunity for Rendon. Rendon to the doorstep. Nick Beattie with another big save. Ball gets started again behind the cage. Bringing it back in is Marcus Wynn. Marcus Wynn. Behind to Marcus Adams Wynn. Wynn on the wrap. Whistles blown. Colombia calls timeout, realizing that Wynn might be in a little bit of trouble. 1:26 left on the clock now. 13-9, Colombia with possession. Once again, we thank all of our sponsors: Epic Lacrosse, Trusted Choice, Quorum Watches, Signature Lacrosse, JBC Money, Celebrate, Honig's, Gladiator Lacrosse, Cascade Lacrosse, Maverick Lacrosse, Sidewalls Lacrosse, Sisu, New Balance Lacrosse, and 3D Lacrosse for supporting us throughout the entirety of this 2018 FIL World Championships tournament. Gold medal game happens tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. at the Netanya Stadium, local time. Wide open goal. Missed that time by Oscar Cifuentes. Wynn unable to handle it. Ground ball being fought for. We close in on a minute left to play for these two teams in this tournament. Ball able to be flipped away, running to the cage, bouncing a shot off of the pipe. was Giovanni Rendon. Colombia ends up in the crease and 2 open goal missed opportunities to tack another one on. So 36 seconds, Luxemburg with the ball, able to clear it down to their end of the field. They'll try to tack on another one right here at the end. Nick Smith, drive to the inside. Shot goes wide, awarded back to Colombia. Pass down inside. Nick Beattie picks it up, 15 seconds on the clock, and he sends it down to the crease. And scoring one more time in this tournament is number 21, Nick Smith. Smith with at least a hat trick in today's matchup. Ten seconds on the clock. Luxembourg fans happy to see their team put another one up on the board. Face-off is won by Team Luxembourg. Final 5 seconds ticking off the clock. Beattie grabbed the ball, wanted to just launch it down to the other end of the field, but that is how the tournament ends for these two teams. Placement time in the 2018 FIL World Championships. Colombia